Hello everyone. In this video, we'll try to understand two controls in the data capture category, that is text input and text area. So in this video, I'll try to cover the details of text input and text area and what are the configurations available in the text area and text input and how to use it to approach the real-time business scenarios. Okay. So in the text input, we have three tabs. One is general, presentation, action. So in the general tab, for the property, we just need to select a property which is available in the system, or else you can take a new property. Currently, I'm taking a property called PYID. Okay, so PYID have a label of case ID. If I open if I open this property PYID, and you will be see the label as case ID over here, right? So whenever you select use property default, it will take the label of the property. Okay, and along with that, if you want to give any default value, okay, as soon as I open a case, I should be able to see some default value of abc hyphen 123. Then I will say default value is this one. So whenever I initiate a new case, default value come as abc hyphen 123. Okay, if I don't want to have any default value, but if I want something called placeholder, okay, then I will add some placeholder called other, and I'll say something like please enter case ID. Okay, and okay, this is a big form. I need some helper text also, means I just select the helper text. This helper text are according to conditions. Always we will help icon with overlay on cover, like whenever you mouse over on that, something like. So I'll take help icon with overlay on or hover. Okay, so what is the text you want? Enter number. Okay, so visibility. So visibility is nothing but adding a condition. So in what condition you want to show this property, and you want to show this property, but it should be disabled with the default value or some other value which is taken in the previous screen. So then we should go for disabled. Okay, and required is nothing but the person who is working on the screen, he has to fill this property to submit the transaction. So this is where required is the required property we need to enable. Okay, this is all about general tab. Coming to presentation tab, presentation is nothing but the name itself says the look and feel of the text box. Okay, in the options we should say edit or read only. So when you use the same section for read only, when you use the same section for edit, use the auto. No, I want to use this for only read only, then you go for read only always. Then otherwise I want to use this section only for editable, then go for editable. For this reason this will be useful. Okay, and read only values, localized property, constant values. What are the values you need to you want to make it as a read only values, that you make it as a constant value. Otherwise, if you don't have any such kind of requirement, leave it as a localized property value. Okay, and size. These are main area where it shows the size of the text. So this is called major presentation. Okay, when I say auto, if you use the same screen in the mobile app, it will behave for according to the screen. If you use in tab, it will behave like according to that. If you use that Mac, or if you use any monitor, that will behave according to the size of the screen or resolution or something like. Okay. No, I don't want to go with all these things. It should be customized and it should be fixed in size. Then I will go for, okay, I want something like 150 pixel or 160 pixel or 150 percentage, and how much characters they should be entered. Minimum is 2 characters, maximum is 7 characters. So anyone cannot enter more than 7 characters of the property. And the control format, these are the normal standard controls which is given by Pega, and we have some other controls format which will make the control to little bigger. So it will show as a bigger control in the size. Coming to the label also, it is also same. Whatever the label we selected as a case ID, this label will become according to the label format. Here also we have multiple options like heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, heading 4, heading 5. Okay, currently I'm going with standard editable format. type editable. And what is the type of this format? I'll say this as a number, but in our scenario there are IDs also there, so it's abcfn123. So it is not a number and it is not a phone number, it is not a URL, so I'll just go with it none. Okay. And the text alignment, so how do you want to see the property? So if I say left, whatever the data you enter, it will start from the left to right. So if I say center, it will always stay in the center. If I say right, the data will come from right to left. So that is the difference between the text alignment. Okay. Coming to read only, so I don't have any read only values. Like if I use the date control, then I'll say it as a date and time. Okay, I select only this one, this should show in a different format. So that also I'm not required. Even for if you select URL, if you select any property as a text box, and they paste the URL in that, and in the read only it will show as a clickable URL link. For that, need this URL. Okay. And coming to actions, we have action set, and here in the action set we can add many actions, something like click, double click, hover, enter up, enter down key, and other things. And all the actions are available. Maybe I can create some detailed video on the actions which are available on the Pega. Okay. So currently I'm removing all the actions. I'm just submitting this one. Okay. So I have submitted case ID. Okay, let's run one of the case and see how the case ID is looking. Okay, I'll just refresh this. Okay, so if you see, case ID is a default value is D9001. So the default value, how it came as D9001, it has a property of PYID 9D9001. So from here it is taken as D9001. So why our default value not came, that I will explain. Okay, and if I remove all this thing, it is showing the placeholder as please enter a case ID. And if you see the mouse over, okay, and I'll say here I selected a property called PYID which is already used in the case. That's why it came as a D9001. Now I will take some other property, or else I create a property which is not there in the system, or else I'll take some new properties. Okay. Okay, I'm creating a property called ID number. I think this property is already being used. Case. Okay, I'm creating a property called case ID number. Again, I will go back to the case and I will simply refresh it. Okay, this time default value won't come up. The reason is we have not selected an existing property, we have selected a new property, so it won't have any value. So it will show ABC 123. Okay, now let's understand text area. So text area is almost like a same thing in general tab. So if you see property, I'll say this is also as a case ID number. Okay, label, default value, placeholder, helper text, visibility, visible. So what is the major change between text input and text area? So the major change is editable settings. Over editable settings, it will show the specify height and width. So I want something like customized. So width 75, instead of 75 I'll say I need a width of 100. Okay, size in content, how much height you want, I'll say I need something like 10 rows. So it will be bigger one. Okay. I need some 100 columns and 10 rows kind of thing. Okay. And minimum characters and maximum character. This already explained. Control formats already explained. Okay. The major change what you see is the look and feel of the control. Okay. I'll just save this one. So if you see case ID number, it has a bigger column and bigger rows. Okay. This is all about text input and text area. Thanks for watching. Maybe in the next video, I'll explain all other controls in the data capture, picker and actions data display. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.